Oh, hey, beautiful Bhava babes. How are you out there in internet landia, all over the world? Where are you? How you doing? Leave a comment. Let me know you're here because I can't see who's watching. So I gotta know you're here. Let's get this juice rolling. Hi. Welcome back to the Bhava Mission broadcast. Now streaming on Saturday evenings. All right. How you doing out there? How's your week been? How has your week been? So for those of you who are new here, if you don't know me, my name is Ingrid H. I'm the founder of the Bhava Spiritual Mission, and we are a digital church. We are here to help you live in partnership with Spirit. We are here to help you move from fear to love. We are here to do our part, follow the guidance of Spirit to help bring this incredible planet into the new earth, into an age of community and unity and love. That's what we're all about, is just love, love, love. So if you're into that, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Let's get together and get our vibration, our frequency moving faster and raised higher, bringing that out into the week so that we can do our part as individuals to move the collective more deeply into this incredible new energy, right? Hi, good morning. It's not morning. It's not even close to morning. Good afternoon, Samantha. Nice to see you. Happy to see you on here. Hey, Misty, you're in Casper, Wyoming. Right on. Hello, Carol. Oh, your first time here. Welcome, babe. I think you're going to love it. Beautiful. Thank you all for jumping on. Thank you for leaving your comments and letting me know you're here. Okay, so what are we doing today? Our newest format, I'm going to need your feedback on something too, because I'm feeling a little bit of a hiccup in the format that we've been doing. It just feels like there's a little catch. So you're going to have to tell me what to do, what we should do, what's going to be easier for you as viewers. We're going to go ahead and ground ourselves in, and we're going to open up with prayer, and I'm going to open up the prayer pod. And this is where we do our prayer healings. Okay. So you're going to join in, and we're going to say our prayers and send divine healing out to whoever and whatever is on your heart. That can be praying for someone you love, praying for yourself, praying for the collective, praying for someone you don't love so much. Okay. Power of prayer. It is so potent in this new earth, in this incredible paradigm. And I know it looks like a train wreck out there. I know that it's a dumpster fire. The world is a dumpster fire right now because we are burning away the old, what is not working for us as a collective, as an entire planet. And as such, as we're burning that away, we are welcoming in and will be welcoming in incredible new energy for moving forward into what I just keep hearing from Spirit is this golden age. And it's hard to keep the faith when you're looking around and going, good Lord. And I've gotten caught up in it too. If you're friends with me on Facebook or whatever, you've seen me kind of go off on a rant, and because I get caught up in it too, we do. And this is why we're gathering here today, is so that we can come together and return to love. Remember that we are living in partnership with Spirit. Remind ourselves, tap into the energy, to the absolute truth of this energy, this incredibly potent energy. And because we have moved into a higher vibration, hence all the chaos, right? We've moved into a higher vibration. The power of our prayer is immense. It is even more potent than it was pre-2020. Hey, Kira, I'm glad you're on here. I love your little smiley face. Thank you for joining. So we're going to open up the prayer pot. We're going to affirm those prayers, and we're really going to get the energy juiced. Prayer healings is what I'm calling them. After that, I'm going to tune in and channel a message from Divine Spirit. I am a professional channel. This is what I do for a living. I do it all the damn time. You see, everything I post on social media is channeled, almost everything. And my readings are all channeled. Even my human design and my tarot, I'm putting channeling into the mix. I'm opening up to Spirit. But I'm not the only channel here. Because we are coming together and you are attracted to my energy, you're a channel as well, because that's who I attract. That is the level of my vibration. And so I'm going to attract you and your vibration and your opening up as well. So as you hear the message from Divine Spirit, don't just hear with your ears. Intend to open up your aura, open up your energy. And whatever hits that you get while I'm bringing through whatever Spirit wants to say, because I'm going to do live channeling today, we're going to bring through the message, and I want to hear your feedback. I want to, not your feedback. I want to hear that too. I want to hear feedback. I want to hear your hits. I want to hear any questions that come up, any comments you want to leave. Leave a comment on the video, because here's the thing. Spirit is coming through my lens of perception. I know I say this every week, and it bears repeating because we need to be reminded of these things, okay? It's just goes right through most of us. So we get hit in the head with a proverbial 2x4 a bunch of times before it's like, oh, I get it. Okay, it's locked in. So it's not just me opening up to Spirit, it's you opening up to Spirit. And I'm going to be talking, you're going to be leaving comments. People are going to be reading those comments on the live and coming and watching the replay. They're going to be hearing the message that comes through me. And we are expanding our understanding of Spirit's message by all coming together and opening up and allowing Divine Spirit to come through the lens of our perspective, our individual lived experiences. And that is what we base, what allows us to bring in and hear certain things directly, right? Because we are so hyper-focused on this time-space reality, we're limited by nature. The physical reality is limited by nature. We're not designed to open up. Not me, not any of us are designed to open up to the entirety of Divine Spirit. We cannot grok it. We're not made for it. But as we come together and we each open up to the best of our abilities, as much as we are designed, able, and wired to, then we all benefit from the mass collective message that we are bringing through from Divine Spirit. So please don't be afraid to leave your comments, leave your hits. Even if you've never done channeling before, trust that coming together in this container, I don't care. We're flung over all four corners of the world. I don't care. Spirit doesn't care a thing about time or space. We're coming together in this container, and we are all going to do this together. Okay, after I channeled the message from Divine Spirit, I've started going through human design transits, and this is where I need your feedback, okay? I've been pulling up the transit chart on the screen share because I can do screen share through this app that I'm using, but I'm feeling like it's a little choppy when I do that. It doesn't feel like it flows as smoothly as I want it to. So I thought what I would do, and I have it prepared. If you want me to pull it up, I will. But I thought what I'd do is I'd leave the damn chart over here and just talk to you about what's going on energetically as per the human design transit chart. And if you want to learn more about your chart and how the transits are affecting you particularly individually, I do human design chart readings. I do human design chart consultations. So I'd be happy to book that with you and sort of like take you through it in maybe like at a slower pace. But if I'm wrong about that, if it's really cool and helpful for you to have that visual, holla, I will be happy to pull it up while we're going through the human design transits. But I love that. It's kind of like astrology, but it's human design. It's really about the energy that we're dealing with. It's not so much about like predicting what things are going to happen. It's about the collective energy that we're experiencing, which I just love. I love getting into the individuality, the individual nitty-gritty of the energy. So after we go through the human design transits, I will be pulling tarot cards to look at the energies for the week as well to give us a deeper understanding and really anchor this in. And at the end, I'm going to do readings for donors. So if you would like to donate to the Bhava Spiritual Mission, your donation is so appreciated. You are what helps us keep going, keep the wheels turning, keeping us motivated. It is super helpful and grounding to have that coming in. And as a thank you, I will do a reading for anybody who donates to the Bhava Spiritual Mission today, helping us keep going. You can donate any amount, whatever you're able to do is so appreciated. I have a couple of people who've donated on the list already, and the link to donate is in the description of the video. I'll pull up the link on the screen later, but anyway, you get the idea. Normally, I'd be announcing my private sessions that I do on Sundays. All of my private sessions are done on Sundays, but I am booked out for the next 3 weeks. So if you would like a reading, then you can contact me. I can see if I can fit you in off hours, or we can schedule you out for down the line, see what we got to do. But I'm not offering any specials right now because I am booked it out. But if you want a reading, we will figure it out. So just send me a message on this platform or send me an email, whatever is easiest for you. Okay, that's what we're doing. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to ground in together. So I want you to close your eyes with me. Let's take those 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel your energy pool in your root chakra. Maybe it'll feel warm or tingly. You just be aware that it's happening. Take a deep breath in and pull the energy from your root into your heart. Exhale and hold the energy in your heart. Inhale and pull the energy from your heart into your crown. Exhale and hold the energy in your crown. Inhale and pull the energy out of your body. Feel it connect with divine source energy. And with the out breath, pull that energy back into your body and into your heart. Breathe in and hold the energy in your heart. Breathe out and pull the energy down to your root. Breathe in and hold the energy in your root. Breathe out and push the energy down your legs and into your feet. Breathe in and hold the energy in your feet. Breathe out and push the energy into the earth. Feel that energy hook in with the earth's core and take a deep breath in and pull it back up towards your feet. Exhale. Inhale and feel the energy hit the soles of your feet and move up your legs and pull again in the root chakra and exhale into your root chakra. Thank you, Divine Spirit, for bringing us all together today. Thank you for this incredibly potent gathering of love and community and unity. Thank you for bringing us all to the forefront, into this body, into this incarnation, to do our part to be of assistance in expanding the frequency of this planet and expanding the frequency of the whole universe. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support, for the divine messages that are coming through today, for the divine healing. Help us bring these messages and this healing energy out into our lives so that we can touch every individual who we come into contact with and inspire them to live more fully in partnership with Spirit, to live more fully in love, to move away from the fear and the scarcity and the anger and the negativity and move more deeply into security and love and joy and faith. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, at this time, I want to invite you to share your prayers, leave a comment, and I'm going to bring some of them up and we're going to affirm those prayers and really give some juice and potency. Once again, you can pray for yourself, you can pray for loved ones, for the collective, you can pray for not so loved ones, anything that is on your heart that you are feeling into. I want to invite you to move that out of your body and move it into prayer and then anchor it in the physical by getting it out of you. Write it down, type it out, speak it. Even if you're able to, you can speak it at your computer as you're typing it out, right? Whatever it is, it's really great to silent prayer is good, but I have found, especially now with certain human design transits, they're defining our throat in really powerful ways. It's really impactful to get it out from rattling around inside you in your head and anchor it in the physical. It's really great to anchor it in the physical world. So thank you for sharing your prayers today, and so that we can do some really good, great prayer healing for the collective, for the individuals we care about, for the people who we love. Okay, beautiful Samantha says, praying for healing, comfort, and happiness, and the ability to have more, to move more into love for myself and everyone out there feeling the heaviness of the shifts happening. Thank you for this prayer, Samantha. This is really great. Let's go ahead and affirm this prayer with Samantha. We are praying, we are sending our energy out, our powerful intention out for the healing and comfort and happiness of all of us to be able to move a little more deeply into love, a little more deeply into happiness, a little bit of further away from that heaviness, from the fear, from the scarcity, from all the things that are hitting us. Let us remember that this is just a transition and everything is working in our favor. And the divine fires are burning bright and hot. And we are getting ready to move away from the scarcity, the competition, the difficulty of the old earth. And we're moving into the incredible brightness and happiness of the new earth. Thank you so much for that, Samantha. Okay, we're a little short on prayers today, but that's okay. We must be ready for the message from Spirit today. So let me just I'm just gonna take a moment. So I'll take some breaths together. Ooh, okay, so I'm seeing a golden snake. And I was seeing this as we were grounding too. And it's really interesting, as we were grounding, I was feeling a little uncomfortable in my body. I was feeling a little almost wanting to like skid away or run away or move aside, was kind of this feeling of like, oh, quick step to the side, quick step to the side. And what I'm getting from spirit, and this golden snake is like, it's coiling and it's moving up, 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 up. It's wanting to rise up. So that's very much like a Kundalini awakening, right? Moving this energy up, up, up. Spirit is saying, I've got my spirit guide here. His name is Mons. If you're not familiar with him, Monz. He's my sort of user-friendly interface with the divine. And he's coming in and he's saying that the message that he wants to give us right now is there is a big push in movement towards what we want to do with our lives, how we want to live our lives, what we want to feel, what we want to experience in our lives. Remember, nothing is off limits, okay? But in that push towards moving towards what it is we want to experience in our lives, there's an equal need to step away or step out of the way of what is the energy that is coming at us or that is in our lives that is not aligned with how we want to experience our lives. Okay, I hope that's making sense, because I'm kind of seeing some visuals and getting some interpretation there that I'm bringing through. So you're going to find this week that you become more and more clear on how it is you want to feel in this body. And you are of divine service through the vehicle of your passions. Okay, so your passion, what lights you up, what's a hell's yes for you, is very important. And it is very important for you and your individual human experience and what you're here for. And it is very important for the collective experience and how you're here to impact the collective. So you're becoming very clear about how it is we want to feel. We are becoming very clear about how it is we want to feel. And we may not have the perfect picture, the detailed picture of what that looks like, but you don't have to have that, because in the feeling of knowing how you want to feel, knowing what matters to you, what your values are, you value, I want to feel in love. Maybe in love with life, in love with my job, in love with my partner, in love with my kids. If you're here to be a relational being, that's what you're going to feel, that you're going to feel that. If you are feeling like freedom is paramount for you, that feeling of freedom and expansion, or you may want to feel a deep sense of satisfaction and in comfort and grounding in whatever it is, if you take even just a little bit of time this week to ask yourself, how do I want to feel in this lived experience? You're going to come up with a number of different things, Spirit says. First, it's going to become very clear. All of a sudden, it's going to be very clear. And what's going to be very clear for you is how you are experiencing not that, the opposite of that, or a slight variation of that that's not quite right for that. Okay. And when you are able to identify it, now as you're moving towards how you want to feel, you're going to need to have the courage to step out of the way of what you don't want to feel, what you don't want to experience. Because real clarity in what you want to feel is coming this week. And a real test of courage and mettle when you identify and you are honest with yourself. You're going to be honest with yourself. That's the first test of courage, is what I'm getting. To be honest with yourself and identifying, that doesn't provide me with what I want to feel, or that takes away from how I want to feel. And stepping away from that, stepping out of that, stepping to the side of that. Now, some of these things are going to feel impossible, is what I'm getting from Spirit. You're going to feel like, I can't do anything about that. I'm stuck with that. So if that's the case, that's when you get into prayer. Again, prayer is so potent. You pray for the resolution that is going to be best for everybody. And prayer is always best for everybody. It's always in everybody's highest interest who is impacted or involved in the situation. So you get into prayer, you get into energy healing. I use something called an energy ball. And it's just about pulling the energy of the situation in front of me and doing healing energy and healing work on that situation. And that works magic and that works wonders. But that's what's coming. So those are the two things that I'm getting, is clarity and acts of courage. And it's interesting, I'm getting this sidestepping, because what I'm getting is I'm being reminded of my jujitsu days. So when I took jujitsu is a yielding art. It's a yielding art, okay? When you do jujitsu, you don't come at people with brute force. It's not linear like that. Sure, you do kicks and punches, but really when you're in a conflict, what you're doing is you are making it as easy as possible, because you are yielding. If somebody's coming at you, if they're rushing at you, you can rush back at them if you want to and do this whole bam, or you can step out of the way. And that's the energy the Spirit is bringing through, is step out of the way. Step out of the way, step aside, step away from the energy, the situations, even the relationships that are taking away from how it is you want to feel. You will know it because it feels heavy, because it feels dense, because it feels hard. Your highest expression, living in your passion, being of service through the vehicle of your passion, it won't feel like that. It might be hard, as in it might be a challenge. You might have to overcome some inner obstacles like your mindset and your energy. You may run into people from the outside or situations that you kind of have to scratch your head and go, okay, so do I go up and over? Do I go around? Do I dig a hole underneath? But that's a very different energy. That energy of challenge is a different energy than that heavy taking on responsibility for what is not yours. Okay. It's going to feel like, oh, humans like a challenge, because we do. Humans like a challenge. What we don't need is codependent over responsibility. And that is going to be highlighted in the days, he's saying in the days to come. I'm getting 3-4 days, particularly this week. That's really going to be highlighted. And then it will be up to you, once you have that clarity, and you see it clearly, it will be up to you to muster the courage to step out of the way of that. It's a very easy movement, is what Spirit says. The only thing that is going to get in your way is your own mind, is your own stuck energy, your own belief set around that situation or those situations that are in your life that are pulling on your energy. Okay, so clarity and courage, big ones this week. Reach out to your friends who are got your back, who are always lifting you up, your tribe, your community, who are always saying, you got this, you can do this. Yes, I believe in you. Give more energy and more attention to those people in your life. And Spirit is wanting me to say to the people who feel like you don't have anyone in your life, this is the time to spend time in solitude, to be alone a lot this week, so you can connect with your inner core, so you can connect with God consciousness. That would actually be really good for everybody. But if you do need to hash it out, make sure you're hashing things out and talking things through and talking about dreams and talking about what you want with people who you know unequivocally will support you and will not be in there being naysayers or questioning or seeing or playing devil's advocate. You don't need devil's advocate. You don't need devil's advocate. If you don't 1,000% trust what you're feeling and what you're perceiving for how you want to live your life, you need people who will listen and hold space, and at the very most ask clarifying questions, but not judge or question or play devil's advocate. Spirit is really, really clear on that. This is not a time for your friends who play devil's advocate. They are for other times. They are not for this time. Okay? All right. That feels like the message Spirit wanted to bring through from Spirit. It's cool. When I channel, my body feels like it's lit up and buzzed and almost like kind of floating and vibrating. And then as soon as Spirit is done, it's like there's release. And then my whole, like the energy just like drains out of my body and I feel super relaxed again. And so I always know when Spirit's done when I feel that feeling, and I just felt that feeling. So here we are. So Samantha says, I love that analogy. That's great. That must be the jujitsu analogy that I used, right? Step out of the way. It's a yielding art. Life is a yielding art. When we yield in life, we get so much further. Samantha, I'm really glad that you resonated with this message. I'm really digging it too. I'm like, okay. The only thing, and even as I was channeling it, the clarity is like, oh yeah, that feels really good. And then I got the message like, you're going to have courage now, muster up some courage. And I did. I felt it like, oh, okay, like, here we go. It's like sort of life is just one big act of courage, isn't it? One big courageous act. But it's really, really, it's just such a potent time. It's just such a potent time to be alive. So amazing. Okay. So human design, let's switch gears and let's go into human design. I had asked you earlier what you thought about me pulling up the human design chart or just talking about the transits with the human design. I thought the human design chart, pulling it up, felt a little bit bumpy to me. Didn't feel like it flowed really well. But if it works for you and you like seeing the chart while I talk about the planets and the gates they're going through and the energies they're bringing to the collective this week, then I'm happy to pull it up and do that. So I have it here in case you want it. But in the meantime, I'm just going to start talking about what's going on with our energies. And then if I need to in a little bit, if we decide that's just not working, I will pull up the human design chart and we'll look at it as we go. So the first thing is we still have this energy coming in. It's called the genius. Now, the freak to genius energy. It's a channel that's created, that's defining our ajna and our throat, which means that our logical thinking and our communication of that logical thinking is really good right now. We're really rocking it. So you can really trust your perspective, your logical perspective, more than usual right now. And again, speaking things into existence is really potent right now, manifesting through your voice. Okay. It's with that definition in the chart, in the transit chart, then what that means is we are all experiencing that energy. This is a collective energy. So don't be afraid to communicate what you are perceiving logically, what you're getting clear on up here. Speak it into existence. Okay. I have found that, so I have an undefined throat center in my human design chart, which means I am designed to speak in response more than I am to get out there and, do big manifesting with my voice. But I paid attention to this transit and the definition that is happening in our collective throat center. And I have found that my voice is so potent. So if you have a defined throat center in your human design chart, don't forget to use your voice to speak your wishes into existence, to speak your intention into existence. And on the flip side, be aware of the power your voice has. Now, all of us have power in our voice. All of us. But with definition here, it's more about an initiating, an action, a moving. Hang on, I lost my train of thought. Come back. That's so much about defined ajna. That's another one that's completely open in my human design chart. But speaking it into existence. Okay, it's really powerful right now. So take advantage of that energy. This channel that we have is the one channel that's defined in our human design chart. And I talked about it the last few weeks because it's been there for a while. We have the north and south nodes hanging out in this arena, in this channel. It's called the Freak to Genius channel. So it's about bringing through these incredible logical insights and communicating them in order to make a better world, in order to change the world, in order to really change things. But it's this projected channel, which means that if you go sharing your bright ideas and your opinions and how you think things should shift and change with the people around you, you just barrel in, people are not going to appreciate it because humans got egos. Okay. So when somebody comes in and goes, this is a better way to do it, this is how you should do it, no, really, just shift it around like this, and you're sitting there just tinkering away at this, trying to figure it out, and somebody comes in and is like, I got the answer for you, and it's going to be a novel answer, it's going to be completely radical and unique, and then the person sitting there tinkering away is going to feel like an ass, and so they're going to be like, go away, you jerk, and then you're going to feel bad and rejected and like unappreciated. But if you can hold back and you can wait to be recognized, if you can wait for the invitation, or at the very least say, I have some thoughts about that. Would you like to hear it? Would it be helpful for me to give you my feedback? Get buy-in from the people around you before you start sharing these insights. And when you get buy-in, people are going to be like, God, that's genius. Yes, that's the way to do it. They're going to appreciate what you have to offer. Whereas if you're barreling in there, they're going to be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Get out of my face, right? Or they're going to think you're like freaky and like you're out there and like that's radical stuff. We do not need that at this time. Get out of here. Go away. So be patient. Pause, wait for the recognition, ask before you share your insights, and you will benefit and it will feel much better for everybody. And the insights that you do have, which are potent and powerful, are going to be appreciated and implemented. And that will be how you do your part in changing the world. One little piece at a time. This is a collective energy, which means all of us are experiencing this right now. Very, very cool. And if you have this in your natal chart, it's the 23 to 43 channel, the Freak to Genius. You're going to be really familiar with this energy, and you will have learned a long time ago not to share your thoughts with people who don't necessarily want them. But for those of us who are experiencing this in transit, experiencing this energy in transit, we might bump our head a little bit more. So I'm here to be your friend and let you know, wait for it. Timing, my love. You're crouched like a tiger, ready to pounce when you have the invitation. Oh, Skyla, hi, beautiful. The message was so powerful today. I resonate with this, have been all week. Thank you for this. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Skyla. Thank you for that comment. Okay, so let's talk about our direction this week. This is what the sun is doing this week. I call this like our focus. The collective focus is in gate 56. Gate 56 is the teacher. It's the wanderer. It's the one who comes in and takes all of their experiences from the past and their adventures and teaches valuable moral and life lessons through storytelling. This is what's important to us, is learning through storytelling. So share your stories with each other, because this is a collective energy. This is what we are focusing on this week. Share it with your children, with your friends, with your family. When you need to impart your wisdom to people, do it in the form of a story, of entertainment, of bringing your experience to bear. And if you're going to find that your stories are going to be teaching moments when you didn't expect them to be teaching moments. Okay. So this is a beautiful energy. To me, this feels very like kind of ancient, like an ancient human energy that we are all experiencing, where we all sat around the campfire and listened to our elders, speak about their experiences, and listen to, the people talk about like their days and their lives and the things that they're discovering. This is a really great energy. This is an energy that can really bring a community together, can really bring people together through relatability and through, novel stories, things like that. So that's a really sweet energy. And that is the sun. So that's our focus. That's what we're moving. We're all kind of focused in that direction for the length of this transit. And sun transits last about 6 days. Okay. So the earth is what is grounding us. What is grounding us right now? Okay. What is it that's keeping us rooted in place so that we can, I always say it's so important to ground in, because when we ground in, that's how we're able to open up completely to divine spirit. But we have to be matched up with the earth energies. So what's matching us up with the earth energies? What's making us feel secure? It's in gate 60, which is interesting because Pluto, the planet of great transformation and upheaval and where we transform others, is also in gate 60. Gate 60 is the energy of limitations. At its best, it acknowledges our limitations, the limitations of others, and the limitations of the collective, so that we can transcend those limitations and begin anew and create something new. But if you're not identifying and accepting your limitations, you can't do anything about those limitations. You are stuck within the confines of those limitations. Something the Spirit told me a long time ago, which really applies to the energies of this gate, is you can't change a thing until you accept it. You have to radically accept where you are, and then you can find ways to transcend it. And it'll be new and novel and different. And in this way, you're going to be changing the world. Again, in human design, they call it mutating. Okay, fine. I don't love that word, but it's expansion. It's expanding creation through radical acceptance of your limitations. So it's grounding us and it's transforming us at the same time, which means that we're going to be really grounded in our transformation. Okay, we're going to be rooted in, and as we root in, transformation, deep transformation is going to continue to be occurring. And again, this is the collective energy. This is what we are all experiencing. So what are we talking about? Okay, what are we talking about? What are we thinking about? Mercury is hanging out in gate 33. Okay, so this is really interesting because gate 33, so Mercury is what we're talking about, what we're teaching about, what we're thinking about, how we're thinking. Mercury's in gate 33. Gate 33 is called the gate of privacy. You have to take time to yourself to integrate your experiences before you can bring it out into the world and teach and share about it. Okay, it is about sharing lessons from the past. Okay, it's about sharing your experiences. But before you do that, you have to take time to integrate it. You have to get get into solitude. So if you're feeling like you need downtime and you need to not be talking and you need to get in quiet and space and moving into like your own, recalibrating, honor that, because when you do, you're going to be able to speak wisdom from your experiences. You're going to take your experiences and bring them out in the form of wisdom. Not dissimilar to gate 56. Gate 56, which is where the sun is more about storytelling and drama, whereas gate 33 is like, this is my experience, this is what I learned from it. And this is the gift. The lesson is the gift I have to offer you so that you can take that lesson out and apply it to your lives without going through what I went through. But integration is key for this. So your mind is going to be on integrating privacy, probably retreating, getting away, and then bringing it out to the collective, bringing it out to your relationships and sharing your lessons that you have become clear on through integrating that integration period, that solitude, that integration period. Okay. So let's talk about what our values are this week. Venus represents our values, okay? It represents what we love. It represents what is, bringing us joy, what we're really valuing this week. As a collective, we are valuing that deep state of concentration, okay? It's that place you get to where you just get still and you get present and you're able to really concentrate on one thing, okay? So what is important to you this week? I'm going to bring in the channeled message from Divine Spirit, from Mons that came in. You are getting clear on your values. And Venus is coming and saying, I represent your values. This is what you're getting clear on. And now you're going to get into concentration. And through concentrating, you are focusing on one thing. So what are we doing this week as per Mons? What is Mons saying? Mons saying we're sidestepping the nonsense. We're sidestepping and moving away, yielding out of what is not in alignment with our values, which is how we want to feel. Venus is also about how we want to feel, what makes us feel best. So it's focusing in and concentrating on those values, concentrating on how we want to feel. Okay, really, and tuning out everything else, all the noise, stepping away from what is not, we're not valuing anymore, or what we never did value, but we put up with because of our conditioning, because of our stuck energy, because of our wounding. This is the time when you have clarity, you're going to focus in on it. So that is really potent. Let's talk about where we might be going off a little half-cocked. That's Mars. Mars is our initiative. It's our go out and get it. It's our fighter. It's like, let me at him, let me at him. And Mars can also be pretty immature, right? So where we're maturing this month is in gate 24, which is in the Ajna Center. And gate 24 is about rumination. It's about being able to turn something over in your mind over and over and over again until you really get clear on it. And then you can bring it out and you start talking about it. And you can start, okay. I understand this. So now I can share this. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a tumbler. Okay. Like when you put jewelry in a tumbler and it makes it really shiny. That's what you're doing with your thoughts. They're in them. It's in your mind. It's in a tumbler and you're turning and you're turning and you're turning. Like, okay. That's getting really clear. That's where Mars is. So we're going to be going off half-cocked in this arena. What does that look like? What does that look like if we're kind of going off half-cocked and learning how to slow down and be mature? Okay, maybe we are forgetting to give our thoughts time to tumble, time to become shiny before we take this jewel and bring it out into the collective. Okay, or maybe we're leaving it in there too long. Maybe we have insecurities. Okay, how's this showing up in shadow? Maybe we're leaving it in too long, and then it's just like turning into a little nub of a thing, and then doesn't resemble what it did before, and it's just totally bastardized. So you're going to want to find maturity and find balance in the arena of like you're thinking things over, you're mulling it over, and you're really making it shiny. And then at the perfect moment, when you have that clarity and it's ripe, like falling off the tree ripe, you bring that thought, you bring that opinion, you bring that logical insight out to the collective. And it's like, ooh, we like that, right? Okay, we like that. Okay, Jupiter is our abundance. Jupiter is hanging out in gate 617. Gate 17 is the gate of opinions, okay? It's your opinion. It may not be the right opinion, but it's what you think should be tried, right? May not be correct, but it's a new way of doing it. It's a dot along the way. It's also like pulling out and seeing the bird's eye view. Okay, it's seeing the forest for the trees. You're not getting lost in the details, but you might be missing details with gate 17. Okay, so you're pulling out and you're seeing the big picture and you see different things to try. And so you have opinions about different things to try. This again is a projected gate, which means that if you go offering your opinions, that bird's eye view and the different possibilities to people before they invite you in, you're gonna get pushback. Okay, so to avoid that pushback, you wait to be invited, you wait to be recognized, you ask if they want to hear it. And then your opinion, whether it's right on the money or not, and sometimes it will be and sometimes it won't be, but it will always be moving in a forward direction. It'll always be moving something in a forward direction. Okay, so where are we feeling limited? Saturn's such a trippy planet, man. Saturn, when we are living out of alignment, when we are not expressing our authenticity, when we are allowing the things to pull us out of our preferred lived experience, Saturn will come in and just really make us feel it. Collectively, Saturn is in gate 49. This is the gate of principles. It was here last week as well. Saturn is a nice slow moving planet, so we're going to be here for a minute. But this is about the emotional energy to create revolution, to either change principles that are not in alignment or to get the collective back into alignment with the correct principles. This is going to be happening for you individually. This is going to be happening with the people around you. Okay. You could be the one provoking for revolution, or you could be the one being provoked for the revolution, depending on what you're doing, right? What are you doing out there? So when you stay in alignment, you honor your values, you stay true to how it is you want to feel, and you show up in your passions and be of divine service with love and kindness and what matters to you, then Saturn is going to lay a bed of roses out for you. Saturn is going to be this incredible structure to move you through to the next level, through the principles, through the integrity and moral, there's a word I'm looking for, which is bang, but anyway, goodness, right? Everything is going to be a straight line. You're going to be able to use those principles step as a staircase to get to where you want to go, to get to your highest expression, your best lived experience. Because when you are in your best lived experience, you are doing God's work. When you are in your passion, you are doing God's work. That's how you do it. This isn't an era of denial anymore. That's old shit. That's pre-2020. Pre-2020, we were living in an age of scarcity and competition and corporate ladder nonsense. And that's just what we were doing. Now we've moved into a new energy, and we have to undo the habits of the old paradigm so that we can really embrace, cultivate, and express the habits of the new paradigm. You and I are the bridge. Okay. We're coming from the old and we're coming into the new. We were never really a solid part of either one. And the old didn't really work for us. The new, we're going to be kind of struggling with it. Maybe not struggling. We're going to be trying to figure it out. Our children, though, people born, especially after 2020, the children, they're going to be solidly newer. They're new earth babies. All right. They're going to take us all the way home, but we have to be the bridge. We have so that they can walk over us and move us into the era. So it's very important for us to do our work to move from fear, which is that, what's pulling you out of what you value, what you love, how you want to feel, what codependent duties or relationships or, what do you got going on that is allowing you, keeping you out of your highest expression. That's got to go. We have to move away from that fear and into the love and the faith that will take us into the light. Because the brighter you shine, the more that light lifts up everybody around you. And that's how we're raising the frequency of this planet, on the backs of the individual. You shine bright. The collective shines bright. You're doing amazing. Okay. We had some new people join us. Awesome. Hey, James, I'm glad you stumbled upon the live. I'm happy to have you here. Come back regularly. We have fun here. Hi, Ada. Hey, Kim. Hey, Carol. You're back. We already saw you earlier. Welcome. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Okay. So there's human design. Oh, real quick, in case you weren't on last few weeks, we have the slow moving outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Let me just go over real quick what they're doing. So Uranus is where the big change is happening, the shock, the awakening. Uranus has been hanging out in gate 2, will be there for quite a while. Gate 2 is the gate of the guide. The guidance. It's really mostly about being a guide for other people. Okay. Your guide for yourself, when you follow your own inner guidance, it'll take you on the wending path that you need to go on. But often with gate 2, it's easier to be a guide for other people. You see other people more clearly. And with Uranus hanging out in this gate, this means as a collective, when we show up and be of service to others, to get into that guidance role for others from a place of love and purity, not from a place of ego and look at me, but from a place of love and purity, we're going to have radical new insights. Radical new insights show up for us. That's the gift of Uranus. Neptune has been hanging out in gate 36, and I call this the gate of drama, which is not fair. It's not fair, but it's kind of my funny little way to remember it. It's not a big drama gate. What this is a gate of emotional intensity, right? Emotional discomfort that squeezes us until we are forced to change, until we are forced to expand. And the way that can show up is a lot of emotional chaos and emotional intensity. But that's okay, because, and if you have this defined in your chart, then you are designed to experience that emotional intensity and chaos and transcend that into awakening for you and for the collective. Okay. The emotional center is a community center. It's very communal. So when you're expanding through that, you're helping others expand through that as well and be of service to that. So that Neptune is what we're here to practice spiritually. This is a collective energy. Okay. So everybody is experiencing this, and we're experiencing it in our spirituality. So you can see a lot of shadow work has been happening. A lot of people are waking up and they're going, holy God, there's a lot of junk in there, right? I've been doing a lot of shadow work with people over the years. And so that's really intensifying right now. Neptune is also where we can be confused, where we don't have a clear insight. Oh, it's 4:44 my time as I look at the clock. That's awesome. But the trick with Neptune is when you are in your mind, you're going to be confused. When you're in your intuition in the moment, the step in front of you is crystal clear, and you just take that step, that step, that step. So that's why it's our spiritual practice. And I mentioned Pluto earlier, hanging out with the sun this week in gate 60. Pluto is where we are deeply transformed and where we show up and deeply transform others. So what that means is collectively, we are really coming face to face with our limitations, and we are going to be moving towards accepting those limitations. And sometimes the ego we really don't want to accept our limitations. We don't want to look at them because we take it personally. We think that there's something horribly wrong with us if we are limited or deficient in some way. And it's just not true. It's part of the human experience. And your greatest spiritual tool set, your greatest spiritual tools, your great wisdom and gifts come from your nonsense, from your BS, from your limitations, from where you get stuck. So we are, again, shadow work, big shadow work. We are diving deep into ourselves so that we can acknowledge, accept, and be at peace with, and even love and appreciate our own limitations. And then we transform others through those limitations. We help other people transform their limitations, transcend those limitations. So it's a freaking powerful gate, man. I've been doing, there's like a lot going on with Pluto in that gate. So I've been really kind of keeping an eye on it, meditating on it, contemplating on it, asking spirit to give me more clarity. And it's like, okay, that's cool. I like that. That's cool. Okay. There's our human design transit. So I did not use our prop today. How was that? Was it better with the chart in front of you? Is it better to see it visually, or is it great if I just riff? Is it easier to digest if I just riff? If you give me some feedback on that, that would be really helpful. I'm prepared to do whatever. But for me, it felt like it was easier to just riff, as opposed to managing two different screens, than it was to show the screen. But I'm very happy to get used to showing the screen. I can totally get used to that. So let me know. Okay, Yvonne says I prefer the riff. Okay, thanks, Yvonne. So that's one person. That's one. Misty liked it better with the riff. Yeah, it was like kind of funky. I thought it was going to be a really, really good idea to have the visual up, but it didn't really work, did it? But that's okay. That's why we do this. You know, we can't be afraid to change. We can't be afraid to try it differently and play around. And I'm so glad we have this tribe and community who's willing to try on different hats. Kira says, really effective riff. Okay, good. That's what we like. All right. Problem solved. We're going to do the riff. That's great. Now I don't have to think about battling two screens. Thanks for making it easy on me, ladies and gents. You're awesome. Okay, James says, that's interesting because I've been experiencing this and I've been giving others perspectives in the moment. And when I'm in my own head, it's conflicting. Yeah. In the mind, it's conflicting. Thanks for your comment, James. That's the thing, is like when we're living from the head, we are struggling. When we're living from the mind, when we are leading with the mind, we are always struggling, because that's not the way human beings are designed to operate. Whatever created us, however we got here, you feel into that, you decide what works best for you. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But what I do know for me and for everybody who I've ever worked with is when you try and figure it out from your head and really put your mind to work, put your mind in charge of blazing the new trail, you fall on your face, you feel frustrated. It is slow, frustrating work. When you reverse that and you lead from your heart, from your gut, from what your body says, yes, that feels right to me, and then you execute with the mind, that's when life gets powerful, forward moving, when things start really happening and you really start growing and expanding, and life gets really exciting and really interesting. The mind is meant to execute. It's an incredible filing system. It's a database. It's a computer. Okay. But we do not need computers making intuitive decisions, making those big leading edge decisions for our lives. We don't need our computer for that. We need our soul, and our soul, our spirit, our being, our essence, whatever this like crackling energy is that animates us, is living deep in our being, in the core of our being. And that is what is going to guide us forward. And then we'll execute with the mind. Okay, James, I'm glad you're enjoying this information. I'm glad you'll be back. Hey guys and dolls, if you are finding this helpful and you feel like that you know people who would also find it helpful, please share this out. Share it with your friends, with your family, on your pages, wherever it feels good and appropriate. That would be really, 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 really cool. Okay, Kira, what comes to mind is energetic ergonomics. Did you just come up with that? Girl, that's brilliant. You should freaking trademark that and do something with that. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. Very cool. Brooke, yes, you can have a reading, my darling. What I'm going to do is the collective tarot card reading, and then I am going to do individual readings for donors today. There's the link to the PayPal, the bit.ly link. It's also linked in the description of the video, so you can just click on it. And then I'm going to be doing readings for donors. So you can donate any amount to the Bhava Spiritual Mission today. Anything you can do is super helpful. So appreciate it. And my thank you to you as I do a reading for you on the live stream at the end of this broadcast. So any amount is great and wonderful. And again, sharing this out is really amazing. I can't get over Kira's energetic ergonomics. That's just so good. So there you go, Brooke. And if you have any questions, let me know. James, Yana, you speak to everything I think about. That's great. That's why you're here, my love, is because we're on the same wavelength. You know, we're all here today because we're vibing. We're energetically matched up. And so you guys are my besties. This is great. We are just doing so great here. So I'm really glad you're here. Okay, so everything that we just went through with the channeled message and the human design, let's anchor that in and see what's coming up with tarot cards. So I'm going to look at this a little differently. I want to ask Spirit to use tarot cards to show us kind of like some specifics about what we're going to be dealing with. Like, what are the in the world issues that are going to come up that we need to know about, and how can we best handle that? That's what I would like to get from Divine Spirit with the tarot cards. And again, this is a good time if you're wanting a reading. I have a couple people here listed that I'm going to give a reading for. If you want to get your spot, make a donation to the Bhava Spiritual Mission in any amount, and I will happily do a reading for you at the end of this broadcast. But first, we're going to do the collective. All right, Spirit, what you got? What you got, Divine Spirit? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Justice. 9 of Cups and the Lovers. Okay, we're dealing with issues of acceptance, understanding what it is that we want, thank you, and relationships. Really looking at relationships is very important this week. We're going to have to be really honest about our relationships, about the relationships we've been hanging on to, allowing what's working for us, what's not. Do we need to recalibrate, redefine, reevaluate these relationships? A lot of re's in the relationships, right? Like, what are we doing? But first, first and foremost, it's like you have to accept what is, which is going back to that gate 60. I feel like this card is really talking about justice. It is what it is. All right? It is what it is. Some's good, some's hard. It is what it is. It's all of it. What do you want? This is the wish fulfillment card, 9 of Cups. What do you want? By the way, I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. That's very cool. What do you want? My ears are ringing. What do you want? You know what? Leave a comment. If you know what you want, I want to know what you want, because I want to support you in that. I want to give you some energetic juice. Even if you feel like it's impossible, even if you feel like you can't have it, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Is that weird? Anyway, let me know what you want. What do you want? And what I'm getting from Spirit is what I'm getting from these tarot cards from Spirit is this week in particular, we really have to look at the relationships, the soulmate relationships in our lives. Now, soulmate relationships are not always the easy relationships. Sometimes our soulmates come in to fucking destroy us so that we can build ourselves anew. Now, that is not a validation or an excuse for a toxic relationship. Now is the time to move out of those toxic relationships. This is the crazy courage you got to cultivate. I'm really getting this strong. You have to look at those toxic relationships, friendships, family, lovers, spouses, everything. And you have to find out, you have to be honest with yourself. Is this something that I can shift? Or is this something that needs to go? And you just have to be so honest with yourself about it. You don't have to do anything this week. You just have to get honest with yourself. It just has to be real, okay? Let's pull some clarifier cards. Okay, we got the 8 of Cups clarifying the Justice card. So what that means is This is going to be challenging for us, all of us. The other clarifier card I have is the Fool. I'm going to come back to the Eight of Cups when I have more cohesion there from Spirit. The Fool is clarifying the Nine of Cups. So that's the easy part. That's going to be like, yeah, this is what I want. Yes, it's going to feel good. Keep that good feeling. The Four of Cups is clarifying the Lover's card. This week, it's going to be really hard for you to be willing to see clearly what's going on in your relationships. So I want you to be aware of that. I want you to be aware that it might be really hard for you to admit it to yourself. So this is not the week to take action on your relationships. This is the week to meditate, contemplate, and ask for clarity, and ask for courage to receive the clarity about your relationships. And, the relationships, you may be putting blame on your relationships that are actually really great, are really working for you because you're projecting. Or you may be insisting on hanging on to relationships that are not working for you because it feels safe and familiar. And what happens when you're on your own? The clarity or the lack of clarity can go either way this week. So what's really going to work for you is focusing on identifying what it is you want. What do you want? What do you want? When you identify what you want and you have faith in what you want, because what you want wants you. I guarantee it. I know it. I believe it. I have experienced it. I've seen others experience. When you know that what you want wants you, it is yours. It is yours. This is walking away from the status quo, accepting your situations, and walking away from what's not freaking working for you, because you have free will. You always have a choice. Challenges in seeing your relationships clearly. Wait for clarity on that. Know that a revamp, reevaluation, restructuring is coming. It is not this week, but know that you got a heads up. You got a heads up about the relationships. Okay, my loves? Okay, James, you are so welcome. You are already getting people out of your circle. We're done. We're doing this. Okay, you're on it. You're ahead of the curve. Samantha, I'm so glad that this is spot on. I'm sorry that it's heavy. I was hoping it wouldn't be quite so heavy and dreary. I have a couple of people here who want a reading. So let me just check and see if we have any more people who would like a reading. Give me just one moment. Yeah, be patient, babe. It's all about being patient. Okay, just writing down a couple of names here. Thank you so much all for jumping on and donating to the Bhava Spiritual Mission to get a reading. I'm just making sure I'm staying organized because I don't want to miss anybody. Okay. Sorry, just got to refresh this real quick. Okay, we got everybody. Yes. Okay. Okay, and again, I can do this all freaking day. So if you want a reading, well, maybe not all day, but I got quite a bit of juice in me after that kick-ass session that we just had. So if you'd like a reading, the link is on the screen. It's linked in the video description, so you can just click on it. It's a nice bit.ly link. It takes you directly to the PayPal to donate to the Bhava Spiritual Mission. The Bhava Spiritual Mission is a California church. Your donation is tax deductible. So thank you for your support. It means so much to us at the Bhava Mission, and it means so much to me personally. I live and breathe spirit. It is what I do. If you're on Facebook, you follow this page, everything that I'm posting is like all about spirit or poetry. Okay, poetry, but that's also my connection to spirit as well. That feels like that's channeled as well. So, it's I'm always putting it out there. I always will put it out there. So when I'm able to make a living, make some money that grounds me in, and it helps me show up that much more concretely to be of service to you. And I love being able to tune in, hone in on that energy, that connection to spirit, hone in on it for you at this time. So it's really great and helpful all of that. Okay, beautiful Sarah is up first. I adore you, woman. So glad I got to connect with you today. A beautiful experience. Sweetheart, what do you got coming up this week? What does spirit need you to know? Right now, this week, we're pulling the cards. Oh, honey, you got some mental stuff going on. Like, you're worrying, but you don't need to worry. That is a war in your head. It is not a war in your life. It is not a war in your life. You have everything going for you. You have a stable foundation. You know where you want to go. It's gonna take some time, and it's okay. It's gonna take longer than you think it will. no, it's going to take longer than you want it to, but not as long as you think it will. That's what Spirit likes to say to me. You got this, my love. You have the 9 of Swords, which is anxiety, nightmare, but it's nonsense. It's in the head, right? Then you got the Empress, abundance. Oh yeah. Money is going to shortly not be a problem for you if it's not already. You got everything you need stability wise. Trust it. Trust it, trust it, trust it. You know where you're going. I feel very strongly that this came up for you the last time I did a reading for you. I can't actually remember because I don't remember my readings because it's channeled, but it's coming through for you. Okay, it's coming through for you. You know where you're going, and when you know where you're going and you're setting that intention and you're putting your energy in that direction, you're unstoppable. Things don't happen overnight. Usually that's okay. Like there's no such thing as an overnight success. There isn't. You're moving towards your goals. You're moving towards what you want to move towards. And again, you come up against challenges, not feelings of heaviness. Okay, not feelings of heaviness. And then you have on the top here, you have the 5 of Swords, and another one just flew out too, the 5 of Cups. So when I start seeing multiple numbers, I start really paying attention to numerology. 5s are about change. Change is fucking hard. Okay. It's the one constant. It's the one thing we are all striving to accept because it is what it is. It's actually the thing that helps us the most, that is so often exactly what's needed to get us on the path that we really want to be on. But we are so scared of change. We are so scared. That is what is causing the war in your head. And you need to be aware that you have some grief, honey. You have grief, you have sadness. You got to let yourself have it. You got to let yourself feel it. When you let yourself have those feelings, you are going to transcend those feelings. It's like accepting your limitations, accepting your feelings, accepting your anger, accepting your grief, everything that has ever just gone freaking wrong in your life. Accept it, feel it, release it. And then you move forward. You move into the next step towards your ultimate goal. And darling, when you reach that ultimate goal, you're going to have a new goal. So remember, it's not the be all end all. It's a signpost. It's pulling you in the direction that you need to go. You are doing amazing. And I love you so much. And I'm so grateful to you. And thank you so much for your donation to the Bhava Spiritual Mission. It just means the world to me personally. And it's really helpful for us. Okay, we have Samantha adding to the list. I'm just checking as we go. Thank you, my darling. Thank you, my darling. Okay, who's next? Tracy. Tracy, thank you so much. You donated earlier. You reserved a spot for a reading. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your donation. To the Bhava Spiritual Mission. What do we got for you, love? What does Spirit need you to know for the week ahead? Hey, there's my beautiful Sarah. I am so late. Going to have to go back to recording. Well, I hope you got your reading. I just did it, babe. If you didn't, mark the time now. It's about the same time. Okay, Tracy. Tracy, there's a lot. Oh, can you all hear my tummy growling? Oh my God, that was really loud. Sorry about that. Beautiful Tracy. So first of all, you have a tremendous amount of personal power that you are bringing to the table. You really do. You're coming with a lot of personal power. It feels like you're going through some upheaval right now. You're going through some loss. You're going through some changes. You're trying to figure your world out. You're trying to figure your emotional world out. So what you need to do is just chill and trust in your focus, in your grounding, in your personal power, and what you bring to the table. And your intuition messages will come. The guidance is going to come for you this week on what the next move is. You're confused. You don't know where the hell to go next. You know you need to move away from the situation that you're currently in, is what it feels like. It feels like it's maybe relationship focus. You know you need to move away from that situation. It is something you've invested a lot in, but you don't know where to go next. There's a lot of confusion here. So trust your focus, trust your groundedness, trust the personal power that you bring to the table. And then I want you to just get patient, trust yourself, get present, wait for the message. There's a message coming for you. It may be an intuitive message. It may be somebody making some kind of offhanded remark. It's going to come out of nowhere, and it's going to come really quickly as soon as you just get patient and present and stop trying to figure out what to do next. Okay. You don't know what to do next because, like we talked about earlier, you can't lead with the mind. The mind is not good at leading. It's got to execute. You got to lead with your intuition, and you access your intuition by getting present. You are the Buddha under the tree. Okay, my darling, you are the Buddha under the tree. You are waiting. And it will come very quickly if you just wait for it. You got this, beautiful. All right, you got this. Okay. Keeping things organized. Gotta text my honey and tell him bring me some food because I'm hungry. Okay, Carol, beautiful Carol. What do we got for you, my love? Carol. Tapping into your beautiful energy. I'm so appreciative of you. What do we got for beautiful Carol this week? Ooh, I found my crown chakra, all a tingle. All right, 10 of Cups, the Hierophant, 3 of Swords, 4 of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. Oh, my sweet, you are just, I feel like you are just getting it together. I feel like you're buttoning things up. I feel like you still have some stuff to work through, but I feel like you've been working through so much. You've really been doing the work, and you've really been just like sorting yourself out and your own stuff and your own stories and your own emotions. And you've locked in on the path that is correct for you. You know what you want, and you are moving quickly in that direction. Yeah, there's still some stingers in there, but you just work on those you become aware of those, and you've got a system down. You are radically changing your thinking. You are moving away from an old way of thinking and into a new way of thinking, and it is manifesting. It is manifesting or will be manifesting in your environment this week. You've got a solid foundation off of which to work. I'm really impressed. Spirit is showing me like how impressive it is, how quickly you started to rearrange your thinking, how quickly you started to shift that as soon as you became aware of it and identified it. You've got a really great commitment coming up. A declaration of commitment, real commitment. This could be in relationships. This could be in like kind of any part of your life. I tend to think relationship is when, as I'm looking at these cards, I tend to think this is a really good, strong commitment in relationships. So now the other thing about this card is sometimes commitment can feel like too close, like the walls are closing in, So be aware of how much freedom you need versus how much commitment you need. What it is that is going to, make you, how it is you want to feel. Going back to the initial channel message, how do you want to feel? And that's going to give this to you. That's going to give this to you in the right dose, right? In the right dose. So Carol, looks like a really nice week ahead. Getting rid of some of those barbs. You got the five of Wands on the bottom, so it kind of might feel a little chaotic, but ultimately you are moving in the direction of your best life. And I feel like that. I feel this sense of pride, like Spirit's bringing through like proud, really proud of you. What you did, the way that you shifted your energy and your thoughts, most people, as you know, most people are not able to do that. Most people never get to the point where they really understand the power of their thoughts, where they really understand the power of their emotions and their energy and how they create their life. And you got it. And you got it. You really got it. And you took the bull by the horns and you ran with it. So well done. You're so welcome, darling. Okay, our beautiful Misty. Thank you so much for your donation, Carol. Thank you so much for your donation, Misty. I really appreciate it. And again, if you would like a reading, donate any amount that you're able to the Bhava Spiritual Mission. And as a thank you, I am so happy to pull some cards for you this week and see what's coming up for you. All right, Misty, what do we got for you, babe? Baby. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Okay, my sweet. Some of you guys uncomfortable, like, wow. I do all kinds of weird things. You have an upheaval coming up this week. Something's going to come up that's not going to be expected. It's going to rock your world a little bit, but you have 2 queens showing up in this reading. Queen is personal power. It's feminine power. Feminine power is yielding. Okay, feminine power is able to, it's bending, not breaking. So you need to trust that as you have this upheaval come up, and you got the 5 of Pentacles here, which means it may be around finances or money or something that makes you feel stable and secure. And you have the Tower card here, which is, kind of taking down old structures. So you're going to have something come up this week that it feels like some upheaval. It's going to be unexpected. You're going to be like, what the hell? But your personal feminine power, you're going to be able to bring that to bear, and you're going to be able to level it out and balance and move through what you need to move through. You're on higher ground than you think you are. You're going to get through this. Spirit is telling me it might take more than this week to fully get through this upheaval. There's going to be this kind of like, this unexpected blow up, but it's not going to be devastating. It's going to be a little scary. It might have some consequences that you don't love, but it's not going to be devastating. And you just show up with that incredible feminine power that you possess, that you already possess. And remember to bend, don't break. Remember to yield. A tree like does this in the wind, but it doesn't usually go toppling over. If it's able to bend, It doesn't go toppling over. So you're not going to topple over, but it is going to be a little uncomfortable for you. But you have the incredible capacity and personal power to move through it and balance it out very, very quickly. And Spirit is telling me very clearly, this is not going to be devastating for you. It's just going to be a, God damn it, okay, got to deal with this. It's going to be that kind of energy. Okay, a little scary, but you're going to be able to handle it and get a lid on it very quickly, and it's not going to devastate you. Okay. Alrighty, let me just check our list and see if we have anybody else who would like reading. Samantha, I got you on my list, babe. Okay, nope, not so far. We got our beautiful Samantha as the last one, unless somebody else would like to donate for a reading. And again, your donation is so appreciated, and it is personally really appreciated too, because, I live and breathe it. I live and breathe it. Everything I do is spirit and being of divine service through my passion, which is divine spirit, which is living in partnership with spirit. And when I get to focus that spirit, that attention, that channeled energy onto you, it is super gratifying. And when I get that energetic exchange from you, that is really grounding for me and is really security making for me. It's really great. It's a feeling that I really love and appreciate. So I really appreciate whenever you're able or feel called to do this. It's wonderful. Okay, Samantha. What we got for you, my sweet love? My sweet love. We got the beautifuls. Oh, that's interesting. I just had a temperature shift. Oh, you are wrapping up some cycles. Okay. Everything is fine, but you don't believe it. Everything is fine, but you don't believe it's fine. You are in the mind, honey. You're in the mind, and it's bringing up difficult feels. And this is happening because you are expanding into a whole new frequency. Every time we are about to up level, our mind and ego goes haywire. All of the fears, all of the self-sabotaging behaviors, all of the, oh my God, all of that is going to come up and slap you in the face this way and that way, because your ego is trying to manage your frequency, because we put the ego in charge. It's way above its pay grade, has no idea what it's doing, and it believes that if you expand in frequency, it's going to die. So you have to remember that the stories your mind is telling you are lies. The fear you're feeling, the anxiety you're feeling, the depression that's coming up, the things that like the oh my God, it's never going to work out, the doomsday scenarios that are popping into your head, you have to keep reminding yourself, my mind is a liar. My mind is a liar. My mind is a liar. I just posted something about this on my personal page. Anxiety is a liar 100% of the time. It is a liar 100% of the time. In this case, it is your ego coming in to sabotage you, because you are about to bust through into incredibly powerful and potent new energy. Okay, you are busting through into a new frequency. You are tying up an old cycle, and you are moving into a new cycle. And this is brand new energy, and you don't know what it's going to be like. It's going to be great, but your mind doesn't know that. Your ego doesn't know that. And don't beat yourself up for having an ego storm. We all do this. Not this week, but last week, I had a complete fucking ego meltdown. The entire week, I was a hot mess because I had all those stories in my head. And like you're going to do this week, I had to just get in there and just keep reminding myself and keep having that mental discipline. Oh yeah, this is not true. Oh yeah, just because I'm thinking it doesn't mean I have to believe it, right? It will break. And when it breaks, because of the mental discipline, the spiritual discipline that you have shown up with this week, things are going to start moving forward for you really quickly. I'm getting something with your kids. I'm getting something's going to move forward with you with your kid, and it's going to be really beneficial for all of you. And you just have to move through this challenging week where your mind is going to work on you. But you have the World card here, honey. There is not many more cards in the deck that are really positive. The rest of it is just mind stuff. It's just mental shenanigans that we all go through. You absolutely got this, my darling. You're moving through it. You are almost there. It is the most uncomfortable when you are almost through, almost to the breaking point. All right, darling. Oh, Yvonne, you'll bite. Okay, let's see what we got for you. Let me see if there's anybody else on the list. Yvonne, I'm so happy to do a reading for you, my love. Okay, sweet Yvonne. All right, and looks like Yvonne might be our last one, unless somebody else wants a reading. I still got juice, so I'm happy to do it. Checking lists and everything. Yeah, you're so patient with me. I appreciate you so much. Okay, beautiful, Yvonne. Samantha, you are so welcome. I'm really glad that was helpful for you. Beautiful, Yvonne. What you got this week, my sweet? Okay. Ooh. Baby, big shifts happening for you. Big shifts happening in terms of your finances. All good. But again, you don't believe it. The only negative card you have here is the Five of Swords, and that is the card of your mind just going to work on you. But again, we all do. But look at this. The Wheel of Fortune. Changes in the winds around wealth, money, real money, stability, growing your money. You created that energetic foundation. This is just some shit that you just got to like bat away. And something tells me that you already kind of know about this, you're aware of this, and you're going to bat it away. It's not going to be a big deal. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Judgment card. Holy moly, my love. Something really just bam, you're going to wake up to something. I get the feeling of like inspiration, a hit, like, oh, that's it. And I feel this incredible excitement, right? So everything is like this week, you're starting to really shift things with your finances. And this is not just energetic. This is a tangible shift in your finances. Or if it's not money specifically, it's going to be around resources. It's going to be around security. It's going to be around wealth and wealth management. The queen of the mother of pentacles is like, she's a female, but she's big dick energy. You know, she is. She's like, she's got it going on. She trusts herself. She knows herself. She can take care of herself. She can take care of everyone around her, whoever she needs to, whoever she cares about, whoever she's committed to taking care of. And this, I love the Son of Pentacles. Son of Pentacles is like growing. It's being able to take your resources and continue to grow them because of how well you've managed them. Okay, so everything is really going to moving forward in the financial capacity for you. You're going to get some, oh, wow, my crown chakra is tingling so much it almost hurts. Spend some time with Spirit and intentionally opening up that crown chakra, because Spirit is going to tell you. Spirit's going to give you a direct voice in your head kind of a message. And the pain that I'm feeling in my crown tells me that you need to just take some time and open up to divine spirit, really open up that crown chakra, because spirit's going to be busting through no matter what. And if a chakra isn't open and it busts through, it could be like a disorienting experience. And it doesn't have to be a disorienting experience. It's just a question of you sitting down and setting a little intention and allowing it to come in. This is really going to shift things for you, my love. This is really going to shift things for you. And it's because you laid the energetic foundation. You did this. This is the work that you have put in. And I know firsthand the kind of work that you have put in. It's just the usual, I just see you batting away, these silly like thoughts and stories. Oh, it's batting it away. You're getting better and better and better at that. Pretty soon, readings will show, you'll have readings, and this won't even show up because it'll just be a non-issue. It won't even matter. So this is really exciting. Big shift happening for you, my love, this week. And it's going to come from that inspiration, spirit dropping something directly into your head. You're going to hear a voice. All right. You're going to hear a voice. Okay, let me see if anybody else jumped on our list while I was doing a reading for our sweet Yvonne. Nope, looks like we are wrapping up today, my loves. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you. This has been so fun. Please share this out with friends and family, whoever you think would benefit from this. I really appreciate it. Let's grow our community. So every week we come together, bigger, better, more high vibe. This is a really great way to end one week and kick off another week. You are doing God's work by showing up and taking care of yourself and getting your spiritual juice and moving into your passion. Remember that. You're moving into your passion. Yvonne, yes, coffee soon. You got it, babe. I love you all so much. Thank you for everything. Have an amazing rest of your day. Have an amazing week. And I will see you next week. All right? Bye.